Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. With Chainlink leading the market over the last year and a half, it's very important that we pay attention with what this market maker is actually doing. As you guys know, Chainlink has really been leading the altcoin charge since 2019. It led Bitcoin when Bitcoin went from 3,000 to 14,000, and in turn has just continuously outpaced the majority of the market and shows no signs of slowing down. I wanted to go through, give you guys some more analysis as far as what I'm expecting with Chainlink on the dollar and the Bitcoin pair, because both of these pairs are very important, and it's important that we understand what direction they're going to go so that we can make the most profit potential for ourselves and maximize our fullest potential for the rest of the cycle. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Make sure that you guys click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. And always remember, guys, I have the fastest growing and I have the very best Discord crypto community out there, and I would absolutely love it if you guys would join. It's free for anybody that wants to. All you guys got to do to join is click in the description of this video, and there you're going to find the invitation link to my Discord. Click on that, it'll redirect you over. Once you guys have access, I also offer my more exclusive content like the video course and Signal. So if you're somebody that wants to get access to my educational content, or you're somebody that wants to follow all of the trades I take along with copying my long-term portfolio, make sure that you guys stay all the way to the end of this video, because I'm going to be taking a couple minutes to explain how you guys can sign up, the pros of doing so, and what it's going to take to get you guys going today. Alright guys, we got a lot of really exciting things to talk about with Chainlink. I know you guys are really going to find a ton of value inside of this video today, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alrighty guys, so here we are taking a look at Chainlink on the dollar. We're going to go through, look at Chainlink on the dollar, and then I'm going to switch over and take a look at the Bitcoin pair, because I think that all of these are important. Now, what I want to talk about first and foremost was just how crazy this parabolic run has been so far. Chainlink has just been consistently outpacing the majority of the market, and to be quite honest, we just barely got that break out of our last consolidation. And really, when I look at this chart, it looks like the very early stages of a parabolic run. I mean, here we have the accumulation phase. This is where the parabolic, I guess you could say parabolic run starts, even though this isn't really parabolic. But this is kind of where we just saw that first little impulse in 2018. We crashed, and then this is where we just saw a lot of rounding, right? It takes a long period of time to develop and build a parabolic trend. And that's what we've been seeing up to this point. You know, this was just the early stages of the rounding. You know, when 2019 rolls around is when we got that breakout. Everything, you know, went crazy. And, you know, we've only seen this parabolic trend continue to get steeper and steeper from here. And that's kind of what I've been watching for as I've watched this consolidation and this accumulation structure that we've been seeing. I've just looked at this as a really early parabolic trend. And we're going to continue to see development taking place on this trend. And in my opinion, we're only going to continue to see it play out. And it's going to get a lot more parabolic from here. And this is kind of the way that I've been drawing it. I just see this as being a really early parabolic cycle, and we're only going to continue to go more and more parabolic on the way up. And we can see that here. You know, higher highs, higher lows the entire way up this trend. Every time we hit this, we bounce, and now we're just going more and more parabolic. But we can see that the rounding structure, you know, what started as rounding structure right here on like a horizontal support floor is now acting as a significant catalyst towards creating the same rounded action on the upside. Whereas it was just horizontal rounding, now it's starting to turn more vertical, and we're starting to grow on this parabolic curve. And so this is really important to understand, because this is still the early stages of this parabolic cycle. Now, does that mean that I think you guys should just go out and buy as much Chainlink as possible? Not necessarily, and the reason for that is, I mean, for me personally, I was buying a lot sub $4 levels, and I looked at anything sub $4 as a decent buy, because I first saw the price going anywhere from $200 to $500. And so with that in mind, you know, by buying right now, it's already at $10. You know, the ROI isn't going to be quite as good. To get 100x return, it has to go to $1,000. And so with how many of the circulating supply of Chainlink there are, it's just not very likely. And so if you're looking for the big returns, Chainlink's not the option at this point, in my opinion. I mean, you're going to get consistent returns. It's a solid hedge towards Bitcoin. It's a solid hedge towards the rest of the market because it's been outpacing them. And so as far as that goes, I think it's a solid hold. Now, will you make the same 100x, 1000x ROIs that you might be looking for out of some of the other low caps? No, you won't. But it's still a solid hold. And so that's why I've been so focused on this. Is I just look at this as being an investment that I can kind of put away, forget about, just long hold the course of the cycle, and I'm just going to be consistently making profits. Sure, it's not going to be the same profits as if I bought a coin with $5 million in market cap, but nonetheless, there's not as much risk, and the reward is still high enough that I'm not even going to complain about that. And so we're just going to have to watch and see really what plays out inside of this market. But nonetheless, guys, to me, this just looks like an early parabolic trend, very similar to the type of stuff that we saw in the last cycle for some of these altcoins. If we actually go over here and take a look at some of these earlier alts, we can see that, XMR actually followed a pretty similar cycle where we had this long, slow bleeding. This is like the rounded bottom, and then things start to go parabolic, right? And we're kind of like at this point in Chainlink where we broke out, made a higher high, and we're more or less like here in this area where we're just barely starting that parabolic run, right? Now, if we watch what happened to XMR, we can see that that was kind of like the majority of that run that took place shortly after, right? As far as like how much price discovery took place, the majority of price discovery took place, around this time. It took place right after the breakout of that all-time high. And now we're starting to see the same stuff taking formation inside of Chainlink now, where we really just had these highs, we're breaking out of them. It's nothing too crazy, but the parabolic run is just starting. And now, in my opinion, this is really just the beginning of that parabolic run. This is the first stages where we're starting to see breakouts, major impulses, because this major impulse right here is so much bigger than even this one that we saw in 2019. And think about how big and crazy that one seemed when it was happening. And so we're seeing that the exponential growth is unstoppable at this point, and it's only going to continue to grow from here. And that's really what I'm watching out for, and that's what I think is to be expected. Now, as far as targets goes, where can we expect to find Chainlink, in a couple months from now? Really, guys, because we're at this point in the bull run where I have no idea how high it's going to go, nobody really knows once we've hit price discovery. And I see a lot of people drawing targets for like $12, $15, somewhere right around there. And I definitely see those as getting hit. But the thing is, guys, now that we are at this stage of the parabolic cycle where I expect this market to only continue to pick up from here, we could start hitting these levels, and it could just start hitting up these levels really quickly. Like we could see, $5 moves in a day. And that's actually what I'm going to expect to find out. And so by the end of the year, I could easily see this at, I'd say $25 to $50. Not gonna lie, I think that we could see us somewhere around that range, and that's gonna be like a high estimate. $25 to $50. I think it's realistic. I don't think that there's really anything stopping us at this point. We're only gonna see more bullish momentum from Bitcoin. In turn, it's gonna fuel even more fire for this Link run. So pay attention to that. Now let's actually dive into the Bitcoin pair, because there's a lot of things I want to talk about with this one. Now we're gonna go to a little bit of a shorter time frame. Let's talk about that first and foremost. So what I want to talk about really was the fact that, this blow off top, this is kind of the thing that I've been expecting and updating you guys with. When we are coiling within this triangle, I said that when we do break this, I would expect it to be pretty sudden, and it'd be a really strong breakout. And then I said that that would take us to that blow off top, and that's exactly what happened. So it was that big impulsive move. But then we sold off and immediately got a buyback. And so I'm starting to look at this and feel like we could be destined for an even bigger impulse coming. And so if we pull this out and we zoom out a little bit, we can see that this is just another parabolic trend. But really, it was at this point here where we started going parabolic. And I was updating you guys with in my previous video saying that we needed a big move like this, where we would see, the coiling, and then we'd see a huge impulse, right? But this impulse that we saw doesn't necessarily look to be done. And that seems really crazy considering how bullish Chainlink has been. But would it really surprise you at this point from Chainlink? Not me. That's why I haven't taken any profits. I'm holding this one long term. I don't want to try and swing trade this, because when a market goes parabolic, you're not going to outsmart the market. The market's going to tear you up. And so just hold that stuff. Just hold the long-term trend. You'll make more money doing that. And so when I look at this, I see a couple scenarios. Either scenario A, we continue going up like all of the other times we've done this, or scenario B, this is the lower high before we come back down. And that's definitely an option. personally, I'm leaning bullish. This to me looks a lot more bullish, and if we actually drop it to a shorter time frame, I look at this and I see a pretty strong support level right here. We're going to label this one green. This is a really solid support level. Support here, support here, support here, support here. And, you know, we're just kind of falling a little bit. And I think that it's possible that we could sell off and fall back down to retest I'd say about this range here, which would be about 7,800 Satoshis to about, 7,400 Satoshis, right around that range. I would expect that a dip would be bought up if we even managed to come down this low, which in turn would, signal further bullish momentum on the upside. So that's what I'm going to watch out for. On top of that, you'd also see this little inverse head and shoulder structure, which would be nice to see play out. Doesn't matter if it does, but either way, guys, I just see this as a strong support level that's most likely going to hold. If we start to react within this support level and we start to get rejected and fall lower, then at that point I might start to consider the alternative that maybe the Bitcoin pair needs a little bit more time to accumulate and build. But nonetheless, guys, I don't see any reason why we couldn't pull off one more big impulse. It would make sense, actually, considering how the market structure looks. This just looks like a long accumulation, right? And this was really that first major impulse. This is the first parabolic move. So we could literally see, who knows, guys? I'm not going to try and make things too crazy, but this could be the one. We could see another bigger impulse, and then we could get an entire 1, 3, and 5 Elliott wave impulse up before we do finish this out, and that's something to pay attention for. Or, maybe it's something like this. 1, 3, and then we'll get one more impulse before we're finished. Either way, guys, to me, it just looks like we're going to get another major move. And so I just wanted to make sure that we're all updated with that because I haven't talked about Chainlink in a little while. Just wanted to make sure that with all of the sell-off that we saw with the Bitcoin pair starting to show a little bit more weakness right here with this candle, I still am leaning bullish. It's possible that we could drop, but overall, guys, these are bigger time frames that we're playing with. I still see this as a lot more movement to go. The monthly looks really bullish. This was a huge big pin camera that closed right here, and so in my opinion we're only going to continue to see more parabolic moves. So don't sell your linkies. Hold on to those, my friends, and we will continue to see what happens and what plays out from here. But overall, guys, it looks exciting. I'm super hyped about being a Chainlink holder. I'm super hyped about all these profits. I'm still in profit in all of my margin longs as we speak right now. Still holding them, haven't taken profits. So I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page. Wanted to make sure that you guys that are maybe on the fence about buying, selling, holding, not knowing what to do, well, here's what I'm doing, so hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of an understanding. Now, quickly, before we wrap things up, I wanted to take a couple minutes to explain how you guys can sign up for the video course and signals for the people that waited this long and want to hear how to do so. Now, I'll talk about first what it comes with. So the video course is 20 educational videos that are going to teach you guys all of these strategies. I'll give you guys a couple examples of I'll give you guys a lot of examples of some intermediate. I'll give you guys some examples of some basic stuff, support and resistance, trend lines, intermediate stuff, market cycles, Fibonacci. Advanced stuff would be trading plans, risk management, things like that. And so you guys are going to get a full around detail as far as how to trade the markets thoroughly, how to make a trading plan, how to use all of the technical skills required. Because at the end of the day, you're either going to take losses learning how to do this on your own, or you're going to pay somebody an education. And chances are you're going to do both either way. And for me, I took a lot of losses before I figured this out. And so I'm going to be teaching you guys all of the skills that I've learned on how to get me profitable. All the things that helped me to get to this point that I'm at now are going to be taught to you guys there. Now for the signals, we've had so many good profitable calls in the signals. If you guys are on the fence about picking one or the other, I'd always go with the signals because at least that way you can make the profit from copying my trades and then use that profit to buy the course if you want that. And so if we come over here, I'm actually going to share with you guys a couple signals that we've had. So this is Anchor. We bought Anchor clear down in here, and it's still going up. We added to our positions right here in the dip, and so we've actually managed to pull out a lot of profit. From our initial bids, we're up over 210%. From buying the dip, we're up about 44%, so about 250% thus far. That was another one. ChainX is another one. We added to our positions here and managed to catch a nice little buy as we're pumping into the day's market. Solana is another one. We bought at this green line down here. We're currently up about 200 and just under 230%, so that's another 2x return. Cody is another one that we bought down in here. We bought down at these lower levels. currently up over 100%. We added to the dip at this green box right here. So we're currently set, locked and loaded amongst a ton of different altcoins. One of them that I really wanted to share with you guys is Acropolis. Acropolis was one that I updated you guys on YouTube. We actually closed profits at this red line and at this red line up here. And so, guys, there's so many coins that have been just going up insanely fast, first off, and insanely profitable in the time being. And so, you know, by joining the signals, you guys are going to get access to all of these trades that I've been taking. It's just been so easy. Every one of them have been going up. Very rarely do we actually get stopped out. And when we do get stopped out, we already have 5 other trades that we're holding in profit. And so it doesn't even matter. But that's why you guys should really check this out. We have a good opportunity of making a lot of money. We're already seeing Chainlink taking off. You guys know that I've been super big into Chainlink for a while now. I've been buying this one since down in here. And I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page together. My YouTube channel is a living testimony. You guys can watch all these old videos. You can see all these coins that I've talked about. You can go and look at the charts and see that they're in profit. And so I'm not lying to you guys. Like, you guys can go and back check every single thing that I say on this channel. And yeah, so with that being said, guys, if you want access to the video course and signals, all you guys got to do is click in the description of this video. There you're going to find the invitation link to my Discord. Click on that. It'll redirect you over there. Once you guys have access, you can shoot me a message, or you can shoot any of the 6 moderators a message, and we will be here to help you guys get started on the right path of profiting today. Now, with that being said, guys, you can reach out to me on Facebook. You guys can reach out to me on email, Twitter, Instagram. All of those are going to be linked in the description of this video as well. So reach out, get access to this exciting stuff. Lots of profit to be made. I love to have you guys a part of this. I'm so thankful that you guys are just here supporting me in general. You guys are amazing. I love each and every one of you. And with all that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. As always, peace out.